Today is World AIDS Day, and hundreds of people gathered at the National AIDS Memorial Grove there in Golden Gate Park last night to pay tribute to those who have lost their lives. New names, unfortunately, added each year to this memorial. One man we spoke to lost his husband and his older brother during the early 1990s.
And so my partner died at Thanksgiving in 1992, and my brother died at Christmas. We put him in the hospital on Christmas Eve the next year. So the holidays are really tough.
He went on to say that his generation has a responsibility to help shed light on HIV and AIDS to the younger generation. Many at the event say it's all about education, getting tested, and breaking through several misconceptions of the virus that still exist today. Now, the United Nations has set a goal of eliminating AIDS by the year 2030. More than 2 million people worldwide are newly infected with HIV each year. And here in the U.S., 1 out of every 8 people with the virus don't know they have it. Perhaps even more troubling is that 1 out of 4 new infections involve someone between the ages of 13 to 24. Doctors, though, think they can eradicate AIDS if funding reaches $32 billion annually. Joining us now to talk more about the issue is Jesus Guillen. He's a longtime survivor and also an independent HIV and aging consultant. Thanks so much for being here, Jesus. You were saying that you were actually at the ceremony last night. What's it like to be there?
Well, first, thank you for having me here. It's very emotional. Mm-hmm. That will be the first word that comes to my mind, because it's about remembering not only the people that die, and many of us sadly had friends and lovers that they're gone, mm-hmm. but also to keep in mind all the HIV long-term survivors that were here. So it's that connection, somehow. And I think yesterday, that was part of the magic of the mm-hmm. event, that we were able to do that, I think,
Yeah, I've covered that before, and it is such a moving tribute. And yes. Then to see that circle of names continue to grow. Yes. Let's talk a little bit about what today, a day dedicated to the fight against AIDS. What does it mean to you as a longtime survivor?
God, first, being here almost after 30 years of being HIV, and first I have to say also I've given a shout out to all the HIV long-term survivors, because we're here,
right.
And that's part of something that we're trying to put in the people's eyes, on the people's ears.
Because that didn't always happen. I mean,
exactly.
Years ago, who would have thought that people would live 30 years?
Do you know, for example, that there was a page that they were saying, oh, this is a page for HIV long-term survivors that had been more than 5 years live.
Wow. And
here, we are 30 years later. And to make that connection, again, the stories that need to be known, and the remembrance of people that had gone, and the newly infected people, and the prevention, for many people, that's something that we need to do. And maybe, like you were saying, precisely, to our stories hopefully will help with the prevention.
Right.
And with the hopes that hopefully one day HIV will be gone.
And so you have this group that I
yes.
think that most people would look at and say, gosh, we didn't think this would be possible. But
yes.
Tell me about the group and the milestone that you just hit just today.
Yes, 1,000 members today in only 4 months.
Wow.
And it tells you so much about the need for communication and to be there, because one of the biggest problems that we have, I'm sorry, sometimes I get a little bit emotional, is isolation and loneliness. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to be dead, and we're here alive, mm-hmm. And many of us precisely need to talk, to tell our stories, but also, I'm gonna say, also we need services and certain things that they're not there yet, mm-hmm. because again, we were not supposed to be here.
And so is this group just for survivors?
Yes, but that's a magic word. Mm-hmm. A survivor is not necessarily just someone that has HIV. Mm-hmm. If you are HIV negative, but your friends or lovers or your family have died, you are a survivor also.
Very good point. Good point.
Just very fast, there's little anecdote of one of the guys suddenly signed in, and he say, something, I'm not HIV, but my mother is. And through your stories,
Yeah.
and having hope that my mother was going to be living longer, you know.
So he too is a survivor, as is his
Yeah,
mom.
exactly.
Jesus, thank you so much for joining us on this
Thank
World
you.
AIDS Day. We really appreciate it. We've also posted a link to your Facebook group.
Thank you.
And for longtime survivors on KTVU.com, just look under web links.